Welcome back, everyone, to our weekly top 10 list with me, Iadarola, and once again, Francesca Fiorentini. If I had a list of my top 10 Francescas, you'd definitely be on it.
I'm sorry.
I said you'd be on it. Jesus, try to give a compliment. Anyway, you just got negged. But anyway, very glad to have you here. This top 10 list, though, as everyone who already clicked on it already knows, is the top 10 doctors we'd rather have in the Senate than Dr. Oz, who last week announced he's running for Senate in Pennsylvania, state that he has nothing to do with. So that's fun. And he sucks. So we decided to come up with some alternative doctors. You had a little bit of trouble with this list, right?
No, it was very easy, actually.
Okay, good. Well, in that case, show us how easy. What's your number 5?
First of all, Dr. Oz is a grifter, and this is just his final grift. It's like, of course, if you are a grifter generally, you have to eventually run for office. That is law, actually. Okay, so number 5 for who I would want to be in the Senate as a doctor is the Simpsons doctor, Dr. Hibbert.
Oh, not Dr. Nick. Or is it Dr. Nick?
Dr. Nick, first of all, Dr. Nick is really good too.
Wait, Dr. Hibbert.
Hi, everybody.
Okay, yeah.
Hi, Dr. Nick. And that he just come into the Senate. But no, Hibbert, either one of them. God damn it.
But he's the real doctor on the show.
Hibbert's like, you're gonna die.
You know what? I don't have a lot of, I would say, doctors who hold traditional doctor positions. But if I did, I would say Hibbert would be near the top of that list.
Yeah, like we can't abolish the filibuster.
He'd make the whole thing a little bit more palatable, I think. I like
and then he'd give you a lollipop, it'd be great.
Ooh, nice. That would be like the stimulus check you get once every 10 years. My number 5, I put this at number 5 so that Francesca would instantly be like, I know John, I can predict everything he's gonna do. Well, whatever. My number 5 is going to be, what?
Doc Opp.
No.
Dr. Strange.
Dr. Strange. Yes. See, she understands me. Okay, so Dr. Strange. First of all, he has magic. That would be cool. I don't know how it would apply to anything, but that would be good. But more so, we face crises that seem insurmountable with the government that we have right now. Just as the task that the Avengers faced in Infinity War seemed impossible. And he crunched the numbers and he figured out the one way we could possibly get through all of this. And I feel like we need something like that for the climate crisis, as well as the threat of rising, white supremacist Christian fascism. So I don't know, I feel like he'd give us a chance. So Dr. Strange for number 5.
And the Cumberbatch, Dr. Strange.
I would take a Cumberbatch doctor number 5. Yes.
Okay, I gotta watch that movie, but I won't. But I gotta.
But his individual movie isn't one of my favorites, but he in Infinity War and Endgame does a really good job.
Okay.
He's doing a movie with Wanda soon.
Oh, very cool. Okay, number 4 for which doctor I want in the office or the Senate, the office. Dr. Doolittle, because if you can speak to animals, then you can definitely speak to senators, because they are animals, and I think animals might have a little bit more empathy, so it might be tough. But yeah, just kind of like a snake charmer, sort of horse whisperer, in Mitch McConnell's case, like the turtle toucher.
You stroke the bottom of the shell just a little bit to soothe the beast. I think those would be useful skills in attempting to get bipartisanship with Marjorie Greene. Yes. If you approach too fast, she'll just lose it and start doing pull-ups on tree branches and stuff like that. You need to give her a few bananas. Might calm her down a little bit. By the way, there was a period when I was a kid and I read some of the Dr. Dolittle stuff where, like a lot of kids, I thought the ability to talk to animals was the coolest thing you could ever do.
Did you think it was real?
No. I was maybe.
Oh, it's 100% the coolest thing. If you could actually, what's the character in the Raven character in Game of Thrones, just being able to commune with animals? Dope.
No, I wish I could do that. Okay, my number 4 is going in a different direction. I'm going to throw out Dr. Rashad Ritchie because he's a nice guy. I feel like he's right on a lot of the issues. I trust him. He's accomplished. He's already been recognized by the White House. I feel like he has his heart in the right place. He's a smart guy, a good advocate for his values. Dr. Rashad Ritchie, indisputably my number 4.
Oh, that's so good. With the thin mustache, he would put. Absolutely. Oh my God.
Some style as well on the Senate floor.
Yes.
I mean, by the way, there's like at least like a 5% chance that he runs for some sort of big office at some point, right?
I feel like it's like 10. I think you could go for a 10%.
I could go 10. I will say 10. Okay. What's your number 3?
He'd be great. Number 3, I did number 3 for sure is my childhood dentist. That's right. A dentist is more of a doctor than Dr. Oz. His name is Dr. Z. He's wonderful. He was very gentle on my teeth, and he also gave like free dental work to farm workers in the Santa Cruz area.
Awesome.
And that's really cool. And he's just a great guy. It's hard to find a good dentist. Sometimes they want to upsell you a bunch of stuff. Sometimes they like are way too harsh on the gum. Sometimes you're like, this is a sensitive part, and they're like, eh. And they're just, but like Dr. Z, he was great.
That's awesome. I don't remember any of my like childhood doctors, but I like that you do. I like my current doctor or dentist. She's awesome. Going to a dentist is like the weirdest thing. The pain they cause you is
so much
sometimes.
Pain. But I think I think the money is good.
I think it probably is pretty good, yeah. But you are looking into people's mouths all day long. That's not the best thing.
No. But it's better than looking at
the hottest person, and I don't want to stare into their mouth for like 10 minutes straight.
Yeah, anyway. I don't want to look at their rashes. Like I wouldn't want to be a dermatologist. You know what I mean?
That's true. I wouldn't want that either. Okay, my number 3. I'm gonna go in a different direction. It's a sort of different spin on a doctor, but I'm gonna put Dr. Dana Scully.
Yes.
Consummate professional. A little bit of a downer on also hot. A little bit of a downer on the fun speculative stuff, but she loosens up a little bit in that regard.
Yeah.
But I feel like she's meticulous. She wants things to be demonstrated and proven. And I think far too few of our politicians actually care about the evidence for the conclusions they reach. So while she wouldn't necessarily be the most fun, like she's not gonna be producing like Katie Porter, like fun viral videos or whatever with props. I feel like we could use more serious professionals like Dr. Dana Scully.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. She'd be like a more enjoyable Amy Klobuchar for some reason. Like a
yeah, kind of, maybe, or like maybe like a slightly more fun Gillibrand, honestly.
Oh yeah, more fun.
Some combination of the two.
To be honest, I feel like Dana Scully's politics are probably pretty centrist. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, maybe, but I feel like she might listen. Like if you bring your climate plan, you show economic projections. Like I feel like you could potentially win her over.
Yeah, she could be a squad member, but she's not gonna be very animated. It's all gonna be very like buttoned up. But yes, lots of graphs, but not fun graphs.
Exactly.
I love that.
Okay.
God, I love that show.
My wife's watching it again right now.
So good. Okay, number 2 is Dr. Sigmund Freud. I believe
really fast from the X-Files. If some of these are not clear, we should say where they're from. The X-Files, but Sigmund Freud from a show called
X-Files.
The Real Life. Oh, okay. So tell me about Sigmund Freud. Why?
I think we need good analysis, and good psychoanalysis in the Senate is very important. Obviously, there's a lot of sexual tension, a lot of Oedipal complexes, and people who just want to do their moms. There's a lot of mommy issues, a lot of daddy issues, mostly mommy issues. And I think it needs to be, properly dealt with. And I think Dr. Freud would be able to help.
Yeah, I think he could help to explain a little bit of Fox News's coverage of certain individuals in Congress. He could really shred them in that way. And there's just so much ego in our politicians. Maybe having a psychologist wouldn't be a bad idea. By the way, I considered Dr. Fraser Crane, the character. His actual politics in real life apparently are pretty conservative, but I didn't go in that direction. He's not on my list, but for the same reason, maybe a little bit of analysis.
I don't get the Fraser love. I
I've watched Frasier multiple times and I like it. I think it's a good show. It's funny. It's of the like laugh track 3-camera comedies. It's one of my favorites.
Okay,
it's funny. I like Niles. I think Niles is funny. I think the dad's funny.
Everyone except for Frasier is great.
Yeah, he's the least fun, but he's still good sometimes. I love Roz. She's one of my favorite characters on TV back in the 90s. Anyway, my number 2 though is going to be Dr. Emmett Brown from the Back to the Future movies.
Yes.
Dr. Emmett Brown is a visionary and a creator, and he doesn't feel bound by like laws against working with terrorist groups. But no, he would create big, bold things. Like, I don't know, maybe he could come up with something that would cure climate change, just like in his garage or something. He loves dogs. And I think he feels an ethical, scientific responsibility. Like, look at how much work he's willing to do to like stop one person from being taken out of the timeline. Like he does wild science, but he cares about the results of it. And so I feel like,
yeah, he would go back to the origin story of every terrible Republican and like change it so that they would then eventually come on board with his legislation. Like, I love that.
Anyway, I think regardless, it would be fun just to have Christopher Lloyd giving speeches. Yeah, I would go for Dr. Emmett Brown in the Senate.
Great Scott.
Exactly, it's heavy. The obligation is heavy. Anyway.
Who's Scott from? Why am I blanking on Scott from Wisconsin's name?
You're talking about Scott Walker.
Yeah, great Scott Walker. That's what it'd be.
But not great in this case.
Not at all.
Does that? I just realized the doctor I left off my top 5 that I didn't mean to. Oh no. Well, too late. What's your number 1?
Was it Doctor Who?
No, I don't watch Doctor Who. I've never watched an episode of Doctor Who. I know nerds hate me for that.
I don't even know who Doctor Who is, but I know you're wrong for not watching.
I know, I've heard that.
As a nerd. Number one, from the series ER, which is the only Doctor series I ever watched and will ever watch in the 90s, because it was like after Friends.
Yeah.
And that was just a good time. I think his last name is Ross. But Dr. Ross, George Clooney's character, because
why?
Because he's hot, okay? Because he's fine as hell, and he is He's like, I mean, Clooney is good in every age, but like, goddamn.
Is he better then than now?
I don't know. He could get it at any age, like I'm saying, but like, he's very
90.
But he was in his heyday as Dr. Ross on ER. So yeah.
I've never watched an episode of ER.
Whoa.
Really Grey's Anatomy. I think I watched one episode of Grey's Anatomy because my wife was on a bunch of episodes. And I just don't watch those procedurals.
That's
generally.
Super cool. Did you watch X-Files when it came out? Because this is all around the same genre.
A little bit. It wasn't one of the shows that my family watched much of, but I definitely saw scattered. It wasn't like an every week thing, but I watched.
So you only watch TV with your family?
Yeah, kind of. Like, how many TVs do you think we have? Anyway, the doctor that I forgot to put on the list is actually one of the ones my family did watch. So I just got done saying that I don't watch those doctor procedurals, which is mostly true, except in the one case where it is not true. Do you know who my number 1 is?
No.
Yo, I thought you would have. My number 1 is going to be, surprising probably few in the audience, Dr. Gregory House.
I knew that. I did know
that. The one procedural that I do watch, but I have a reason for it. So there's a downside to having House in the Senate in that he would probably troll you a good bit. He'd be an a-hole. I wouldn't like some of what he did. And honestly, I didn't even have that good of a read of his politics. But I do think, based on some of the storylines in the show, that he would not allow himself to be bought by big campaign donors. That dude, like when the new head of the hospital was trying to get him to endorse products he didn't want to, he didn't do it. He's willing to go to jail for his principles. And I appreciate that. I feel like he's a real a-hole, but he's very smart. He works things through. He comes up with solutions to problems. And I feel like he would not allow himself to be corrupted.
Okay, I like that. I also feel like he'd be like sort of a obnoxious contrarian who would filibuster just for the sake of doing it.
That sounded a little bit like Cinema or Mansion now. I'm wondering if I should take him off my list now. But I like him for those reasons. Yeah.
You've preached Dr. House to me before, so I gotta watch it. I guess I
like it. It's
need to get
not the best show in
mono
the
or
world,
something so I can.
Nice. It's a good show. I've watched it probably 3 or 4 times all the way through, which is probably too much for an 8-season long show.
That's a lot.
Hours.
I still like Dr. Nick. Hi everybody.
I mean, he would at least, like, when he walks in the house floor, you'd be a little bit happier as a result of it. The doctor I forgot, by the way, was the Doctor from Star Trek Voyager. I love that guy.
Oh.
I forgot though, so he's on the list. Sorry.
What does he do?
Anyway,
does he heal?
Yes, he's a very good healer. He is a hologram who develops sentience and wants to be more human. And he's just always aspiring to be better and become, more whatever.
I am a ascension hologram.
That's a line from the show. Hi, I am a sentient hologram. No, that's not how it works. It's good. Shut up.
I'm glitching. Could you smack the side of me?
That kind of happens a few times, actually. Shut up. Anyway, I'm not on trial. Dr. Oz is on trial.
I'll heal you if you smack the side of me.
It's not all about him being
Check
smacked.
my cables. The USB isn't connected right.
Hologram. He has a mobile emitter. Anyway.
I have a mobile emitter, but it's cloudy. It's solar.
My mobile emitter. That does actually happen in the show.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
It's a real problem when they smack your mobile emitter. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching. It's been great to have your support. Next week, top 10 list, top 10 Christmas movies. I think it'll be just in time for the holiday. I mean, I guess technically we could do 2 weeks from now. We'll see. We'll do one of those 2 weeks. But if you have ideas, you can post them down below. Francesca, as always, thank you so much. Great to have you here. And we will see you next time.